Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to have you with us again. We've kind of reached a milestone series here with you. We've been through quite a few already, and we've reached number 175. Always good to get a solid number like that as we continue to move forward in our enjoyable matchups here using Out of the Park Baseball 21. And 175 has brought to us a world champion. So we're going to see a championship team, which is always fun, go up against the team from the 80s. Again, every team in baseball history is eligible. And sometimes when we get the champions, it's fun to see the great teams try to compete. And that's what we have this time around. So let's go to the introductions of these ball clubs. And we're going to start first with the underdogs in this case. It's going to be the 1988 Texas Rangers, led by Bobby Valentine, a team that was 70 and 91 and sixth in the American League. That's back when the American League uh, only had two divisions, the East and the West. Of course, the Rangers in the West at that time. Looking at the old Rangers team, you might recognize Pete Incaviglia, who hit 22 home runs and hit 249, but struck out 153 times. Center field speedster OOTP McDowell, he stole 33 bases, hit 247, however, and Ruben Sierra, at only 22 years old, he hit 23 homers and drove in 91. He's the up-and-coming star of this team. Sierra would have a good career, and it was all getting started right here. Larry Parrish, the designated hitter, only 190 for him in 68 games, so I don't know how much start we'll see from him. Steve Buechele, a very good season, 16 home runs, 58 RBIs. He hit 250. A good player, Scotty Fletcher, at shortstop, 276, drove in 47, a good defensive player, very dependable. Pete O'Brien at first base, 16 homers, 71 RBIs, 272. Gino Petralli, a good catcher, batting a solid 282 for him. And Kurt Wilkerson was at second base to round out the Rangers starting lineup. Off the bench, Cecil Espy, he stole 33 bases, a very good base runner indeed. 17 doubles and 6 triples for him. It'll be fun to watch him if we can. Mike Stanley also on this team, and Jim Sundberg at 37. Doubt we'll see much of him. So the Ranger lineup, really led by young Sierra, but you also have Incaviglia, two names you might remember. And then from there, you got Buechele and a good Scott Fletcher. Some decent players on the Rangers, if not a complete starting lineup. Pitching wise, it's 40-year-old knuckleballer Charlie Huff, who got the most innings, 252 for Huff. Huff was one of a kind, of course. His career would go well into the 90s. 3.32 ERA, a very good season. Did walk 126 men, but struck out 174, and Huff was real dependable when you needed him. So he is part of this rotation. Jose Guzman in 11 and 13, a 370. Not bad for Guzman. He had a decent year with over 200 innings. And Paul Kilgus, the left-hander, 12 and 15 with a 416, also a decent season. Jeff Russell, before he became a closer on here at 26 years old, 10 and 9, a 382 for him in 24 starts. We'll see if we see any of him. Bobby Witt, 24 years old. He completed 13 games, more of an old school style pitcher. 392 for Bobby Witt. And the wild thing, Mitch Williams in the pen with 18 saves at only 23 years old, already walking a bunch of people in 47 walks in 68 innings. He did strike out 61, so it'll always be interesting to see Mitch Williams go at it here if these games get close and he gets late into these games. Craig McMurdy, Dale Mahorkic, some other names really haven't heard of too much. And a 23-year-old Kevin Brown got 4 starts and had a 424. Of course, Brown very young. We probably won't see him very much. So that's your Ranger team, led by Valentine. Definitely some good characters, some fun people we're going to watch, like Williams and Huff on the pitching staff. Huff always with his change of speed is fun. And of course, some good young stars in the lineup, making the Rangers not a good team, but a team that could surprise on any given day, of course. Now, their opponents, the world champions of 1935, it is the Detroit Tigers, led by player-manager Mickey Cochran. The Tigers of the mid-30s, very, very good. They won 93 games, 58 losses, and finally getting over the line and winning a championship. The Tigers had been trying for so long, and this team won their first one. So a team very, very beloved in Tiger history. And the names and Hall of Famers are aplenty. You got Mickey Cochran, like we said, at 319 as the catcher. He was the leader on and off the field. Just a big part of this team. But of course, Hank Greenberg, the first baseman, 203 hits. He hit 328, drove in, 168 runs, 36 home runs. Greenberg in his prime, one of the outstanding seasons of the era. Just an outstanding performance. He slugged 628 with a 1.039 OPS. Charlie Gehringer, an outstanding second baseman. He also had 200 hits, 108 RBIs, 19 homers, 330 for Gehringer. So Greenberg and Gehringer and Cochran, all Hall of Famers, a big part of this team. You also look at JoJo White, who stole 19 bases, hit 240. He was probably at the top of the lineup. Goose Goslin with 590 at-bats. He hit 292. He was 34, but still drove in 111. Very good for Goslin. Another player you might remember to put together this team's great resume. Pete Fox, he hit 321 with 72 RBIs and 14 steals. Very good for Fox. You have Marv Owen at third base, also part of this team, and Billy Rogel, the very good shortstop, 275 for him, 74 RBIs with little power. You can see how good Rogel was, 367 on base. But Cochran, Greenberg, and Goslin, the talent of this team, you can see there. Look at Cochran's on-base percentage of .452. This team really knew how to put together big innings and play well. G. Walker, Ray Hayworth, some of the names on the bench. Pitching-wise, also pretty good. Schoolboy Rowe at 19 and 13. 369 for Rowe, 21 complete games, 6 shutouts, also saved 3 games. He was the workhorse used a lot by Cochran. We'll definitely see him throw a number of innings. Tommy Bridges, 21 and 10 for him, 351, 274 innings. And from there, we go to General Crowder, 16 and 10, 426. A little bit more of a difficult year for Crowder. And Eldon Hawker at 18 and 7, 383. He also got 2 shutouts and pitched in close to 200 innings. Chief Hogsett, 5 saves for him. He was the main man out of the bullpen. No starts and played in 40 games. Joe Sullivan and Vic Sorrell, some other arms that actually got some starts. But again, Schoolboy Rowe, Tommy Bridges got the heavy workload and will be the arms dependent on the most. But it is that Tiger offense and their great defense and players that just knew how to win, led by the incomparable Hank Greenberg, who had a great year in 35. So anytime you deal with a championship team, it is always fun to watch how they perform. Best of 7 series now, the 1988 Rangers, who got their hands full here with the championship Tigers. It's going to be a best of 7 series 175. First 2 games are going to be at Navin Field, and from there we'll go to Texas and Arlington for the middle portion. So let's see if the Tigers can make the series of it. The Tigers, we've really yet to see a world champion lose. We'll see if this is the first threat that we get of that. But either way, the Tigers, I'm sure, are ready to perform and make quick work of the Rangers if they can. Going to game 1 and the matchups, Bobby Witt is going to take on Schoolboy Rowe. It is game 1, ready to go from Detroit, heading to 1935 for the big opening part of this series. Again, the 88 Rangers ready to play the champions from 1935, the Detroit Tigers in Series 175. Action ready to go. Glad you're with us. Let's play ball and head out to Detroit and Navin Field. We are here live. We got some light snow here. Fixing the views here for our enjoyment. Although Navin Park, or Prince Field as it is known, and ready to go. We are in the second inning, full count here. Gino Petrelli facing Schoolboy Rowe. Here's the delivery. And this ball's hit the first. We got to play it. Bag at second and a relay at first. So a double play there by the Tigers. Still no score in the third. We got Charlie Gehringer now up there with a man on. Bobby Witt's the pitcher, and this one is hit well, and it's going to drop in there in left field. So runner heading to third. Second and third with only one out here for the Tigers. Hank Greenberg now with a chance. Greenberg will go into right field. Let's see if that's deep enough. It'll be caught out there. The throw is made. Runner will hold. So 2 outs here for Pete Fox. Greenberg can't get the run in. And there's a strikeout. So the Tigers cannot come through, and Texas puts things away in the third inning. The fourth, the pitcher up with 2 outs and 2 on. Let's see if Rowe can help his own cause. He cannot. He strikes out here. So we move to the sixth, still scoreless in a good ball game. Billy Rogel up with the man on first base. Bobby Witt has been pitching well. This one's lying to right. It'll drop in for a hit. Our runners at now first and second. Marv Owen has come to the plate here in the 6th inning. 2 outs. And this one is lifted but should be caught into left field. So our scoreless game continues here, 0-0. Texas putting up a fight. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. A wonderful pitching matchup. Hank Greenberg now the hitter with nobody out here in the 8th. And he goes into the gap. That ball's hit hard. It'll be off the wall in right field. So with nobody out, Greenberg's going to have a big double here to try to get this first run of this ball game. The Detroit fans feeling it now. 2 on as G. Walker comes up against Jeff Russell with nobody out. And this ball's lifted to center field, but it'll be caught by the second baseman. So that's the first out of the inning. And Mickey Cochran now hoping to come through. Cochran takes it outside. Base is loaded. 1 out. No score, and it's now Billy Rogel who has a huge chance here against Russell in the 8th inning. And this ball's lined in the right field. That's going to break the tie. 1 run is in. Make it 1-0 here, Detroit, on the RBI single by Rogel. Let's see if Marv Owen can keep the parade going. The infield is in. And he lines a single to center field. So Detroit putting it together here in the 8th inning, 2-0. They broke in the back here are Russell and 2 on the board. They aren't finished yet. Here's Goslin now. Base is still loaded. And this one's hit deep to center field. That might clear him, folks. All the way to the wall. It is a grand slam. 478 feet for Goslin. What a monstrous blow to center field here at the home park of the Tigers in Navin Field. He got all of it into this 6-0 to 6-run inning. Holy cow, what a performance. We move now to the final out. Pete Incaviglia is the hitter. And the Tigers get the shutout. Ground ball to short. Play made the short way, and yes, indeed, the 35 Tigers wasted no time in a good ball game. They put all the runs, all 6 of them on the board in the 8th inning, highlighted by the big grand slam by Goose Goslin. It was a 6-run 8th inning that made the difference. Rowe and Witt both pitched very well, but the Goslin blow put the nail in the coffin, with the Rangers only getting 3 hits in the entire game. Auker gets the win. Russell really struggled there in that 8th inning. He takes the loss. Bobby Valentine sticking with him, and it just didn't work out at all for the Rangers in Game 1. So an exciting ball game. The Goslin blow, the big one, and it gets the Tigers on the right track after Game 1. And into the action for Game 2. Here comes Charlie Huff. It's going to be the knuckleballer to face Tommy Bridges. Let's see if the Rangers can turn it around or if the Tigers continue as the favorites and take Game 2 as well. So now all set to go after an exciting Game 1. Let's head out to Detroit for the next game of this best of 7. Through this best of 7 now. We got Bridges against Wilkerson in the first inning. full house here in Detroit. Then there's a strikeout, so he looks at strike 3, and we are on to the bottom of the first now, as Pete Fox is the hitter with a man on. And Fox will line this one into the gap. That'll roll all the way to the wall. So with 2 outs, the Tigers will rally here. Our runner coming all the way around from third, scoring from first base. It is now 1-0 Detroit. And G. Walker, the hitter, with a man on second. And Walker comes through with a line shot to left field. That gets down. Throw to the plate's going to be delayed. Runner takes second on the throw, and it is 2-0 Tigers. Here very early, 3-0 our score. Gehringer, the hitter. And Gehringer goes deep to right. Could this one be up in the stands? Yes, it can. Gehringer comes through. A 2-run shot, and the Tigers are roaring. It is 5-0 here in game number 2. To the 7th, 6-1. The Rangers trying to make a rally. Here's Ruben Sierra with 2 outs. He walks, so the Rangers load the bases. For Bo Marbury now facing Pete Incaviglia in a big spot. This one's lined into the outfield, coming on in to make the play. And that will do it. Bottom of the 7th we go. 7th inning stretch. We move to the 9th. It is all Detroit. 2 on again for Incaviglia. Crowder delivers. This is grounded to short. Play could be made. It is. Detroit wins both their games at home, and they do it quite easily, to be honest. Just like you would expect the championship team to do. They win game number 2, 6-1. No real sweat there, and the hero today, Charlie Gehringer, 3 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs. Tommy Bridges gets the win. He struck out 9 in a solid effort. And G. Walker, 3 for 4. He scored a run and drove 1 in. 11 hits for the Tigers. They beat Charlie Huff. Rough him up early on. In the first and second inning, they put 5 runs on the board. And really, fans, no sweat so far for the champion Tigers. They are rolling along here, winning both games fairly easily at home. And the series moves now to Arlington as the Rangers try to find some way to compete here. They're going to send Jose Guzman to the mound against Alon Hogsett for the Tigers. The Tigers now on the road will look to continue their very, very good play and put this series pretty much out of reach if they can win the next ball game. In 2 games, the Rangers have only scored 1 run, so it's been a pretty dominant effort here by the Tigers. Let's see if home cooking can wake up their bats. Let's head out now to Arlington, Texas, and get live to the action for game number 3 between the Tigers and the Rangers. Arlington Stadium is our venue. Ready for the action here. Jose Guzman facing JoJo White. Texas looking to rebound. Here's the pitch. And this one swung on and hit deep to center field, but Espy's there to make the catch. We move to the 2nd inning now. Two on for Billy Rogel. And this one's hit to center field. That one's going to be caught. That's the 2nd out here. Now 2 on for Marv Owen. Guzman delivers, and there's a walk, so the bases will be loaded here for the Tigers as they try to spill open this game. JoJo White, the hitter, with the bases packed. He strikes out, however, Guzman gets him, and the game remains scoreless. We move to the third. Gehringer now the hitter. Gehringer goes, nice play by the second baseman, but the ball gets away there. Gehringer's going to make it to second. Wilkerson with the error. So with nobody out, we got a runner on third now with one out, and Pete Fox is the hitter. Fox lines this one hard. That ball's going to be caught. Runner tagging. Here's the throw. Going to be close, but he is safe. Gehringer scores on the play. It's 1-0 Detroit. Bottom of the third now for Cecil Espy. Espy will line a single with a man on and nobody out. So the Rangers finally looking to make some noise here. Obedy McDowell, the hitter. McDowell takes ball 4, and the Rangers have loaded the bases here with nobody out. Hogsett in a big jam. Wilkerson at the plate. This is hit to third. Play at second is made, but a run will score, and we are tied at 1 here. Runners on the corners for Scotty Fletcher. Fletcher goes to third. Play made at second. Relay to first. Double play by the Tigers, but the Rangers do tie the score, so we move to the fifth. Gehringer back up there, facing Guzman. This one's driven deep to the outfield, to the wall. Gehringer has done it again. His second home run in as many games, and he puts his club right back on top. 2-1. The Tigers take the lead as their second baseman has been on fire. To the sixth we go now. G. Walker up with a man on second. Line to right field. There's a base hit. Let's see if they send the runner. They will. In to score. And making it 3-1. The Tigers on the Walker single take advantage here. They're not done yet. Gehringer back up with 2 on here in the 7th. And he lines one into the outfield. That ball's going to carry. It will be caught, but a runner's going to tag and make it 4-1 Detroit as Gehringer tallies another RBI. Here's Steve Buechele. We're in the 7th. Crowder's the pitcher, and he strikes out. Buechele looking. Gino Petrali now. Gino lines this one to left. That'll get down, so a hit there. First and second with 1 out. Crowder facing Espy. Strike out, a great change up there. He gets him. That's the 2nd out. And now McDowell back up in a big spot. He hits one high, but that should be playable. Once again, General Crowder and the Tigers get out of any kind of threats they're facing. Bottom of the 8th for Scott Fletcher now with 1 out. Fletcher will muscle this one into right field for a single. To the 9th we go. Petrali up there with 2 outs, and it is Joe Sullivan on the mound. It's a 4-1 score. The lefty delivers. Strike 3, but the ball gets away, so we might have a runner get to first. He will not. They throw him out, and that will do it. The Tigers win game number 3. They are thinking sweep, folks. They've won 3 games in a row, really containing the Ranger offense, only allowing them 2 runs in 3 games. Jose Guzman this time the loser. Hogsett got into a jam in the 3rd inning, I believe it was, but he dug out of it and did a great job the rest of the way. Gehringer continues his big series. He's 1 for 2 today with the 2 RBIs and a home run. And really, the Tigers putting up single runs in the 5th, 6th, and 7th really did not sweat it out. Sullivan gets the save, and this series has been exactly as you might predict it. The world champions just getting the job done and showing what a very good baseball team they are. They've won 3 games in a row, not really even sweating it out. And now we look at Game 4 where Vic Sorrell for the Tigers will take on Ray Hayward. And do the Rangers have anything left, or will this be a sweep by the champion Tigers, as most people are now beginning to expect? The Ranger offense just not getting it done. They really need to wake up And looking at 4 wins in a row truly seems like an impossible task. But we will see if a sweep is indeed in the cards, or if the Rangers can get this one and see what happens. Let's move now to Game 4 from Arlington, Texas. We're witnessing a really good team here in the Tigers. Let's enjoy them and see if they can sweep away the Rangers. Moving live to game number 4. Ray Hayward now pitching for the Rangers against JoJo White. And this one's hit to second base. Should be playable. It is. First out of the ball game. 2 outs now for Hank Greenberg, who's been rather quiet this series. But he takes this one deep to left field, and just as I say it, Greenberg hits a home run. 400 feet to left field, making it 1-0 Tigers. To the 4th we go. It's 2-0 Tigers. Here's Incaviglia. Incaviglia lines a single to center. So first and second, but there are 2 outs. And Gino Petrali now again at the plate. He goes up the middle. That's going to be a tough play and no play. So the Rangers get the infield hit here, and the bases are loaded for Steve Buechele. Here's the delivery. That is ball 4. He checked his swing, and it's 2-1 now. The Rangers get on the board here in the 4th. And McDowell with a chance to do even more damage. He grounds it to short, but a nice play there. They get the force. Buechele is out. 2-1 is our score. To the 5th we go. Pete Fox up with 2 men on. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fox is down. Scott Fletcher, the hitter. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-1 our score. Outside ball 4, so Fletcher gets on to lead off the inning, and Pete Gillespie, the hitter. Vic Sorrell delivers. This is grounded to second. Play made there at second. Espy will be on first with 2 outs now. Espy on third. And Pete O'Brien has a chance to tie this game if he can come through here. He hits it to center field, however. That should be playable. And it is. Catch is made, and we have a 2-1 game. Here in the 6th inning, Marv Owen, the hitter. Owen hits this one well. It'll drop in there in right field. So the Tigers with first and second now, trying to extend on this lead. Hub Walker, the hitter. And this is lined to center. But it is caught. Great play there by Fletcher, reaching up and making the play. Probably saved the run. We'll move to the 7th. Paul Kilgus now facing Pete Fox. Line drive, that's in the gap, way back there, looking up at the wall. Home run, Pete Fox. It is now 3-1 Tigers. They're starting to smell the sweep, folks. Fox with a solo home run. Now 2 on for Billy Rogel. Rogel hits it hard to center. This ball's to the wall. Looking up. Another one gone. 3-run homer. 6-1. Rogel goes deep off Kilgus. And Detroit has a 6-1 lead now. To the 9th. Yes, fans, it is already 10-1. And Ferber Marbury is in to close the door against Obedy McDowell. Here's the pitch. Strike 3. Goodbye. Good night. Series over. The 1935 Detroit Tigers sweep away the 1988 Texas Rangers like it was a stroll in the park. That's what championship teams do. Hank Greenberg 3 for 4 with a home run. Billy Rogel a 3-run shot. Vic Sorrell gets the win. Hayward the loss. The Rangers score 1 run once again. Their offense completely impotent in this entire series. They end up scoring 3 runs in 3 games, which tells you why they got swept away by a much, much superior team. Looking now at the numbers, you can see here, not much hitting at all for the Rangers. Scotty Fletcher, 333, but beyond that, it was almost nothing doing. No home runs in the entire series. They had only 3 RBIs. Wilkerson hit 143. McDowell had .091. Buechele failed to get a hit in 12 at-bats. And Ruben Sierra, 0 for 15 in the series. What a rough go he had. The Ranger pitching wasn't disastrous. Guzman did okay, as did Hayward. Going from there, a couple players like Kilbis, Henry, and Vaughn did struggle. But with hitting like that, you can't expect very much. For the Tigers, Gehringer, a great series. He's our MVP. 2 home runs. He hit 500, 8 for 16. Rogel also outstanding. He also was 8 for 16. G. Walker, he hit 412. Greenberg, 267 with a home run in that last game. And Goose Goslin, going back to game 1, hit the grand slam that got the Tigers on their way. He hit 250 for the series. The pitching, the real story, dominance by these Tigers. Schoolboy Rose, 7 innings of shutout ball. Marbury pitched great. You had Seren with a 1.29. Tommy Bridges did well, got a win. And Hogsett also pitched very well. He got the win in game 3. It was cruise control for the Tigers in this series, folks. 4 games, the victors. Charlie Gehringer, the great second baseman, he's the MVP. We see he went 8 for 16, scored 4 runs, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. He hit both his home runs in the same game. He hit 500 with a 526 and played, as usual, his very good second base. And that, fans, is Series 175. Quick, easy, and fast. A result you might expect from a championship team like these Tigers. So that is the final wrap. We had a interesting set of ball games that really went one way and one way only. So in the final analysis, it's the 1935 Detroit Tigers who defeat the 1988 Texas Rangers 4-0 in Series 175. Glad you were with us. This is Out of the Park Baseball 21, and this is Historical Baseball Matchup on YouTube. We're always glad you're with us, and we'll be right back with you soon for another great matchup. So long, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this easy Tigers win.